much for having me.
How can you do this?
Well, basically, what we were able to do is bring technology and partnerships to an industry that traditionally hasn't had any new entrants in a very, very long time. So if you think about pretty much every other good that you can imagine, you can buy on Amazon or eBay today. And at much lower prices, except for prescription medications. And what Blink figured out how to do was to allow patients to purchase their medications online, where you get them at lower prices, but still pick them up at your trusted local pharmacy.
All right. So wait a minute. So I go online. When you go online, you're buying something you don't know where it's coming from, right? I don't want to go buy Viagra online. Isn't that full of scams and everything?
Right. So you don't want you don't want to buy online from some mail order pharmacy that you've never heard of that might be in Canada or China or wherever. But what Blink allows you to do is actually purchase your item online. You receive a Blink card that you're able to bring to any pharmacy in the country. So your local pharmacy, it could be your independent pharmacy, it could be your CVS or Walgreens, and you are then able to fill that prescription at that pharmacy. You present your Blink card to the pharmacist, just like you would an insurance card, and you pay nothing at the pharmacy. But because you purchased it online, like the other things that you purchase online, you get much lower prices and you get transparency. You know exactly what you're getting before you get to the pharmacy counter. So for drugs like Lipitor, like you mentioned, Norvasc, Prilosec, I mean, all of those are under $10. Many of them are under $5 on Blink.
Is it any drug I want and or have been prescribed by a doctor?
Yeah, so every drug that your doctor could prescribe for you, we've got over 16,000 medications available on Blink, which is pretty much every medication that's available. What we focused on initially in terms of getting what we think of as just incredible prices, prices below $10 are really the 100 most commonly taken medications, which represent about 80% of fills for people. And we're continuing to work hard to lower prices for every medication that's out there.
How are you able to lower the prices like this?
Well, it's sort of the same way that other internet companies work. It's just the scale of the internet. So what we essentially do when you're an individual or when you're with your health plan, you might be with a pretty small employer. But what we basically do is group you in with 25 million other people, and so through our partnerships. And so you're no longer an individual. You're no longer a small group. You're looked at by the pharmacies and the pharmaceutical companies like a gigantic group, like the CEO of a gigantic group. And so we like to say we're able to get you the CEO price because we're able to negotiate on your behalf with a lot of negotiating power.
The website is blinkhealth.com. Is there an app as well?
There is an app as well, and we were recently featured on the NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, and immediately we became, and then on the Today Show right after that, and immediately we became the #1 app, healthcare app, both in the App Store for iOS as well as Android.
All right, so I have a prescription drug problem. Can I fake a doctor's prescription and buy opioid drugs through blinkhealth.com?
Absolutely not. So the way that Blink works is it's not a replacement for a prescription. It's just a new way to pay for your medications. So your doctor will either e-prescribe or call in your prescription to your trusted local pharmacist the same way that they normally would. The difference is that you'll be able to, and you can do this with your doctor as well, look at the price of that medication either when you're in the doctor's office or when you're at home or when you're in line at the pharmacy, pay for it on your app. And then you let the pharmacist know that instead of using your insurance, you'd like to use your Blink card, which you show them to pay for that transaction, and then you pay absolutely nothing. There's no copay at the pharmacy because you've already prepaid.
What about Medicare Part D and prescription plans and all that? I guess I wouldn't need it because it's lower than what my insurance gets?
Well, so we definitely don't encourage people to not get insurance. We think of insurance really for your medical issues and for catastrophic issues that you're having, or for expensive branded medications. You'll continue to want to have your insurance. But what we encourage everyone to do is always check the Blink price. And if the Blink price is lower than your insurance, which many times it will, if not the majority of the times it will be, you should use Blink instead of your insurance. And you just have to let the pharmacist know, I want to process this transaction with my Blink card instead of my insurance card. We have many members who are on Part D plans, and what they often find is that the Blink price is lower than the price they would be paying with their Part D plans, or they're in this crazy thing that you guys might be familiar with called the donut hole. And during that donut hole period, the price of their medications can increase dramatically, and they find that our prices are much lower during that period of time.
So so it's almost like you're forcing people to sort of, well, we're short on time here. I guess go to blinkhealth.com to find out more. Download the app. It all makes sense on the app, right?
It all makes sense on the app. Basically, if the price is lower, use Blink, and you'll be able to see that price very easily.
Jeff Chaikin, founder, chairman, CEO of blinkhealth.com. They are saying it is going to revolutionize the way we buy prescription drugs and save a fortune in the process. Jeff, good luck, and thanks for checking in.
Thank you.
7:56, Big 550, KTRS.